welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to talk about the story The Messenger by Raymond E. Feist, which goes out of the Riftwar, the Riftwar series. So that's what we'll be talking about in this one, the short story, which appears in Legends to Gods, Shadows, Gods, and Demons. Before we get into the story, though, again, I just ask that you please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, so you know when new videos come on up. Leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys, whether it's something that you might want me to read, or if it's a certain order that you should read a series, or you think that you should read a series, or just in general. I love hearing from you guys, and I do respond to every comment. And spread the word. It helps me out. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. So, going into The Messenger, the Riftwar saga, I have a bunch of Feist books. I haven't gotten to them yet. I will down the road. I have a lot of stuff to read. As you can see, yes, I do really need all these books, but I'm to the point where I'm kind of behind, so I'm trying to play catch up here. This story takes place about halfway through the Riftwar series, according to the introduction, which I'm not going to go into the introduction all that much, even though, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I like this anthology, because it gives you that introduction to clue you in a little bit on the series, on where the stories are taking place. So, The Messenger follows a character named Terrence, or Terry for short. He's part of a messenger corps, and they basically go in turns. When it's your turn and you have to carry a message or an order or whatever, then you basically hop on your horse and you go. And for Terry, this is a long mission. He has to deliver messages that first say, we're going to withdraw, because they're in the midst of what's going to be a very harsh, cold, snowy winter. And the Suranai, who is their enemies, they feel the Suranai are going to probably withdraw too, to avoid cold, starving troops in the snow. So he's telling his people, or he's giving them the messages and the orders that we are going to retreat. Well, as he reaches his second post of giving that order, he comes across people that are leaving a town that the Suranai finally left, and they're like, we're not staying there anymore, that we don't know when they're going to come back. And Terrence asks them which way they went, and they said southeast. And he thinks a minute, and he says, wait a minute, the Suranai should be going, if they're withdrawing and they're going home, they should be going southwest. So southeast means they're making a push. They're doing an ambush, basically, is what they're doing. So now Terry has to double time it back to where he just came from, hoping that he can get there before the Suranai do. And his horse is really struggling to make it, Bella. And instead of just killing the horse, riding it to death, he decides, I'm just going to let her go, and I'm going to run the rest of the way. And as he's running, he starts coughing. He's getting some, congestion in his chest. And he's feeling weak. He's got the chills, but he's perspiring. He's really sweaty. Basically coming down with a fever. Not feeling well. And he starts coughing up throwing up liquids from his chest. And as he's running, he sees the Surinai on their horses. And he's going into a forest, and he's like, maybe I might be able to trick them if they don't know their way around this forest as well as I do. I might be able to just get there in enough time to get the message across, to get some people ready, so it's not an onslaught. And you know, they're slinging arrows at him as he's running. He's finally able to make it to the barricade. They pull him over the barricade, and he basically says, here's what's going on. The Sir and I are right behind me, and they can see him. And it's like, did you really have to, and they ask him, do you really need to bring all of them? And he's like, it wasn't my choice. This is what was going on. So they start to bolster the troops to get ready to defend where they are. He goes and reports to the next Baron, who then has a message now to send back to say, we need help. We're withdrawing, but we need help. And Terry's got to deliver this message, and now he's without a horse. So they say, well, we've lost some young men. We've got some horses on the picket. Go ahead and take one. So he's searching them over, and he takes one. So now he's riding again, and he's feeling awful. You know, he's trying to make it as fast as he can, but he doesn't want to push this horse because he knows this horse isn't as strong as Bella, his other horse. But he knows that he can't stay out in the cold because it's going to kill him if he does. And if he kills the horse, he's going to die too. So he keeps going in all adversity here. You know, he's facing fears of the Surinai. He's facing fears of a death by pneumonia, basically, is what he's thinking he's got. Because he's burning up with fever. He feels cold, but he's sweating profusely. And his breaths are coming raggedly. His chest hurts. He's coughing. And he's basically coughing up fluids from his lungs. He finally makes it to where he needs to go. And that Baron says, okay, we will withdraw to help. And we should probably be there within about an hour or two. Hopefully they can hold on for an hour or two. We will be there. And he's thinking, okay, now I can go on to the Earl's place, where I can then see the apothecary and get better. But he has to ride back now and let them, the people who are fighting, know that support's coming. So he makes the trek back. And I mean, he's feeling worse and worse and worse, and the horse is struggling. But they make it back, and he gives the message. And he's like, "Is there any message that you want me to pass back?" And he's like, "Well, not unless it's a message that they can get here faster. But no, you can now go on to where you need to go." So he finally makes it to the Earl's place, and he ties himself in with the message bag. He's got all these messages that is in a pouch, and he feels like he's going to fall out of the saddle, so he ties that to the saddle to hold him in. And he makes it to the Earl's, who is a distant cousin, but still a relative. And the apothecary tells him after he wakes up that an hour or two later, we'd be putting you on a funeral pyre, dude. Really. You'd be done. You would have been cooked. You'd done. As my son would say, you would have been cooked. and you would have been on the funeral pyre, really cooking. But you're going to be okay. The fever broke. He's like, the father who, from their religious perspective, he said the prayers. I gave the medicine that brought out the poisons, the toxins, the things that were making you sick. So he goes and reports to the Earl and says, here's what's going on. And do you need anything else? And he's like, no, go alert the next messenger. You go eat and go rest. So the way the story ends is he walks into the messenger tent and he tells the next messenger, you're up. Your turn. And every time he's always been asked, was there anything of note? And he's always like, nothing to speak of. So even though as sick as he was never like, there's nothing to speak of that really happened. And he says the same thing to this messenger, ride safe. And he sits down and he eats and he knows, hey, if my turn comes back up, even if it's like soon, then it's my turn to go. And that's just part of the messenger thing. When it's your turn to go, you have to go and you have to do what you have to do to deliver the messages. The way the story was laid out, I mean, I sympathized with Terrence because he just couldn't seem to, I don't want to say he couldn't seem to catch a break, but it just seemed like it was so hard what he had to do and what he was battling and what he was facing and the fears and all of that. That even though he's not a heroic character in the sense that he's like the gladiator fighting to the death, he's still risking life and limb to save others by sending out these messages that are needed. And the writing style is good. The story is good. And I mean, I think, obviously, if I had read probably some of the Riftwar saga, I would know more of what was really going on here. So I can only go off of the fact that I haven't read any, even though I do have quite a bit of it. I haven't read it yet. Will be coming up. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 4.5. I thought it was good. Not too long, not too short. The story was good. The characters were good. The pacing, I think, was good. So I'm looking forward to the Riftwar saga, and whenever I do get to it, I think it's going to be a pretty good series, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, 4.5 is what I would say. So again, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when new videos come on out. Drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I always respond. And spread the word. I appreciate your support, as always. So yeah, with that, until next time, as always, keep YouTube literate, and God bless.